Capricorn, how I've missed you guys. Are you alright, Capricorn? How are you? So I just need you to do just a couple of things before we start on your weekly reading, okay? Just, you know, when you're watching your phone and you're like this and your thumb just has to move down very slightly just to hit that thumbs up. I would really appreciate it, because I've got to try and get this algorithm working. And by you interacting with the channel is really going to do me and you, to give you these messages a lot more good than harm, okay? So just make sure that you smash that like button, Capricorn, just before we start. And then also another thing is to make sure you don't click off the videos. When you click off a video, it tells the algorithm that you're not interested in it, even if you're coming back later. So please just try to watch the entirety of the actual video, and it really helps out with the retention rate of, okay, YouTube. And then also, if you want to leave a comment, that would really help too. I know it's a very difficult, Capricorn. I know life can be so difficult when we're like, oh God, you know, I've got to hit the like button and leave an emoji or like a comment. And I've got to watch the video all the way through before I run off to another reading. I know it's difficult. I know there are a lot of choices in life, Capricorn, but this is just what I'm asking of you, okay? So just those 2 or 3 things would really help out. So, Cappies, don't forget also, you can watch it as a Capricorn, a Gemini, or a Life Path 6, because I read in code, okay, like this, being a 9. Life Path 9, possible Virgo, because they're a 9, okay? So, because Capricorns have Gemini and Capricorn as a numerology number of 6, when it does tarot, that's how we work, okay? So you might get similarities of messages through a Gemini reading, regardless of whether you have it in your chart or not, okay? So, or whether you're even dealing with one, okay? That's why the messages will relate, and why we have kings and queens that are in the deck of tarot, okay? Because they're elementary, okay? So, let's see, Capricorn. What have they got coming up this week? Capricorn, ooh, look at you. In a relationship. Now, if not, Gemini might be, but this to me would be a Scorpio or an Aries or a Life Path 4. Feeling happy, feeling wanted. I'm in a very good position at home. I have a very nice home and a very luxurious lifestyle, and I'm trying to live up to that. Okay. Now, you could be in a twin flame dynamic, or you are with your twin flame or soulmate. Okay, now if you're in union and you're with your person, you are basically in a very good standing of your relationship, and it's very stable. Or you might have horse stables also, horses or dogs or cats or a stable, okay? But whichever way it is, this person in life is stable, okay? Stable. They do not eat off a 3-legged table, they eat off a 4-legged table, okay? So let's see, you might even be looking at buying a table, okay, or looking at charts and tables, okay, because I'm picking up, like, I'm looking at like a pie chart and stable, okay, horse stable. They keep saying I'm looking at a horse stable. So there you go, Putchie, there's your sun. Let's see, and there's Putchie upside down. So you could be dealing with a Pisces with a hangman in reverse. So for a lot of you, okay, there's this energy of, what is it? I'm stuck at home. I'm stuck at home, but I love being at home. Now, if you're like, well, I hate being at home. This person doesn't. They like being at home, okay? So this is, I'm stuck indoors all of the time. It could be Jim Morrison. Jim, Julian, Jason, Justin, Jackie, Jasmine, Jack. Now, this person could work from home, and that is why they are at home majority of the time. Now, these messages are not like, okay, I watch another tarot reader, blah, blah, blah. Who do I really like? Moon Tarot, okay? Not saying anything badly about anybody, but my reading style is differently. I give you every messages about life and what I physically think that they mean, instead of what you think that they might mean. Okay, so at the moment, there's a person here that is at home. They more than likely work from home, but the home that they are in, they like. Now, I'm also hearing that some of your elderly patients may be in a home. In the UK, I used to work there myself. It used to be called, it was an elderly people's residential place, and they used to have the home, the hall, okay, and blah, blah, blah. And it used to deal with loads of different places of people that worked in residential people for people with, like, Alzheimer's, okay. So there may be a physical or mental health energy that could be here that requires me to be at home. Now, it could mean that I don't work, but I have a home, but I'm unable to work because I'm unable to go out. Okay, so if or gout, I keep hearing gout again. Jen, Julian, Justin, Jackie, Jasmine, Jack. So it might be something like I have a physical ailment that stops me from doing it, but that could also be what I'm hearing is I'm hearing Alzheimer's, but then I'm also hearing ailment, which is like I claim incapacity. That's it, incapacity benefit because of unable to go out. Now, this could also be paranoia, can also be things that are going around. Like I said, it would be PTSD, traumatized by life and experiences. I don't really want to go outside the home. I would much rather just stay in. I don't really want to deal with people. I just don't really want to go out. I definitely more than likely do not want to bump into an ex, and I feel bad about going out, so I'm going to stay in, okay? So if you are a Capricorn that is got these in your chart somewhere, like Scorpio or Aries, and you've got Life Path 3 or Pisces in your chart as well, and you're like a Cappy, this is kind of like just staying put, doing me, okay, being at home, okay? Now, if you are married, you're staying at home with your Mara, Melissa, Maria, Michael Jackson, Julie, Jason, Jackie, Jasmine, Jack. But I am staying at home, blah, 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 independent man, independent woman, running my own business, running my own company, minding my own business and staying out of the way of everybody. Okay. So let's see what else you've kind of got coming up for Capricorn this week. So, oh, there you go. What did Steve say before the card came out? I'm suffering through PTSD and trauma. So, how long is a piece of string? How long does PTSD last? How long are you prepared to do it? Are you getting anything or not? Okay, but there's an energy of here of I am now completely, I'm now don't know what to do. Now, I've had clients all over the time by being my experience in life, being a tarot reader for many, 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 many years. Okay, and what I've said to people is do not get traumatized by experiences of communication breakdown. I've watched tarot for that long, believing that when I'm watching a reading, that person is supposed to speak to me if I want to speak to them. Like if I'm watching a reading and I really want to speak to someone, but I don't want to speak to them, but they're not speaking to me, and I don't know what the hell they're doing or what I'm doing, and I don't know. And it just leads me more down the rabbit hole of confusion that I don't know what to do because I've been expecting, 9 is an expecting energy. I'm expecting an outcome of a 10, but I don't. So you have to be a go-getter. You have to go and get that thing right here. So if this is no, I'm not going to get anything. I don't want to speak to anyone. I don't want to go out. I just don't want anybody in my life. But I do. You're a very confused person at the moment here, okay? Because, like I said, 9s have to... How do I put this without being very strange? If you're a feminine energy that watches tarot card readings, you have to be the instigator. You have to be the instigator. If you're a person that watches tarot or anything and you want something in life, you got to go and get it. You have to go and get it. The trouble is that tarot could have taught you so long to sit back watching feminine and masculine readings. What's the masculine up to? What am I up to? What do I want? But what don't they want? How do I know whether they do or not? You got to communicate. You have to communicate. Okay. So there's this energy of wanting, but not knowing, but still not doing anything. So like I said, if you are people that are watching and you're like, why is this person not doing anything? It could really be because they don't want to. They physically do not want to do anything about it. So if you're watching thinking, well, this has gone by for ages and I haven't heard from this person, like I said, the option's up to you. Do you want to reach out to them or don't you? Okay, now, 1 story. 2 stories are this person could be separated from a narcissistic husband or a wife that they're getting a divorce. This is not trust me, if this is a marriage, it's a very confusing one, okay? So are people that are controlling themselves in a circumstance that possibly neither of them want to be in, but they are, okay? Now, if these, more than likely here is, I've been in a relationship and I was married for quite some time and I came out of it and I'm still going through the procedures of divorce and separation, and I'm still going through that, this person is still stuck in the same circumstance that they're in last week, the week before, the month before, and the month before that. They're still in the same circumstance. Now, if they have children, that is relating to a previous marriage that they were in. Still got children, They're still going through the same situation with that person. So basically, what is there? No change. There is no change in a circumstance. So the message leads to, if any of you are wondering why nothing is happening, it may be because you, one, don't want it, or two, you're not going to get it. Okay. Like I said, it could be where, so I'm getting two messages now. One, because I'm not prepared to go and get what I want, and I'm not prepared to reach out to the person that I want but don't want, and I'm trying to control verbal communication with people. That can relate to ex-husbands and wives and parents, mothers and fathers, that I keep trying to control communication, but the person doesn't ever seem to come out of their room because they avoid me. Because of gaslighting, narcissism, and it's now making a person do what primitive animals, we are animals, that's why I eat carnivore diet, because if I want to be an animal, I have to eat an animal. Gives you libido, trust me, right? So if primitive animals hide and they all segregate themselves off into groups of people, they normally relate with people that relate to the same energy. So if this is a relative and they force you by intimidating, they're intimidating you to stay where you are, which is isolate yourself inside of a room because of a person being around you that is extremely aggressive, or they play mind games, or they manipulate you to stay in and not go out. Okay, now that's anybody that y'all like, y'all, in your environment. If your environment is what's going on outside, but I'm not a go-getter and I don't want to go and get it, what are you suffering from? Still, PTSD. How do you get out of PTSD? By having faith in humanity. If you hate humanity and you've been treated like shit constantly, where are you going to be? Following the yellow brick road of the pit, the arse pit of life. Your armpits will smell, sorry, but the arse pit of life. This whole life is a complete arse pit because I have never been able to get out of my pit. Now, pit here means bed. Okay, I really must get out of my pit. Okay, now that's a pity party. That's a pity pot. Okay, of thinking that life is shit. Okay, and then that's also a bed because I am British, not far from London, and I deal with slang. Okay, so arse pit, pit, and also pit, they all have the same kind of meaning. It's still an arsey. Okay, so don't want to go out, don't want to speak, don't want to talk, don't want to know anybody, everything's going wrong. I'm still dealing with the same thought process or person that I was before. Okay, so is there no change? No, unless you are a person that's like, I don't really give a shit about people. Granted, I don't. Okay, so I don't really give a shit about people. I just care about me. That's it. I live my life feeling great. I'm not worried about going out. I'm not worried about what people think. If I get knocked back, never mind, £2 off the shoulder. Who gives a shit? I'll just move on and feel good doing it. Okay, that's me all day long. But some people suffer with that. Now I'm hearing suffering with anxiety, depression, and God knows what else. My advice, look at your diet. Look at your diet. It has helped me wonders. At one stage, I had ADD. It started to clear that up. I had also clinical depression. Being a carnivore for the last week and a half has really started to show signs of clearing that up. It's cleared up my skin, my acne. I don't never really get a lot anyway. I've lost 5 pounds in weight. I have loads more energy, and my thoughts are different than what they used to be. Okay, starting to feel more energetic, starting to look forward to my day. Why? Because I changed what I eat and also drink. Okay, now a lot of you probably like, well, I've been doing that for years. You probably already know. Me, I was on that much sugar and carbs my whole life, realizing this is bad. Mama, you've been bad. Could have been something to do with someone's mother or father here. I don't know, okay, because I'm hearing my mum's bad. Or like, okay, Michael Jackson, Julian Jackson, Justin Jackie, Jasmine Jack. Now, 2 more messages. Bad is they're a bad person. I do not get on with them at all, okay. Also slang is also they are bad at the moment, which means they are unwell. They are not physically fit, mentally fit, and they are unwell, Okay, that means you're right. You're right. Oh no, I'm feeling really bad today. Oh, what's the matter? Oh, okay. But then also bad is like, this person is a bad mama jamma. Okay, bad. Okay. So some of you have got an illness, bad. Some of you have got it bad for also someone, which means I am equivotably and utterly got it bad for someone that I want that badly, that I am going through that many control issues because I want this person that bad and I can't seem to control them to want me. Does that sound like anybody? I want a specific person that bad to either, one, stop doing something, or two, I want this person in a relationship that bad that I'm prepared to go to any length to get what I want. You won't get it. You won't get it. Okay. So, like I said, few multiple stories there. I'm in a situation at the moment that I don't want to be in, and I really want to get out, but I can't because I'm still hook, line and sinkered up to a person that relates to a 3, which means a marriage, a commitment. Okay, a commitment of karmic energy that I did from the past that I have to learn to live with, that I had children, I got married, I had a mortgage, and that's the road that I took. That's the path that I took. That too back then led to a 3, which means a commitment, a marriage, going to church, blah, 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 wedding vows, all of that sort of nonsense malarkey. Okay, that turned bad. It turned karmic. Okay, turned into a 4. The 3 before turned into a 4. So it's like, well, we were, but we are no longer. Okay, we are no longer on speaking terms. We are no longer getting on. How's your mum? Don't like her, don't get on. How's your dad? Don't like him, don't get on. For some. How's your ex-husband? Don't talk about it. Don't want to know. Don't talk to them myself, trying to avoid them. How's your ex-wife? Don't care, don't know, don't want to know. So why is the attachment still here? Now, is that because of control? Narcissism, or not wanting to let go of the 4. We had children together, so I gave up my life for you when I gave up my life and career for you to have children. I don't care. Selfish. Okay, could be a Piscean, could be a life path 3. I don't want to give up this, so that makes me selfish because I don't want to give up the 4 of Wands. I don't want to give up the previous marriage or the last marriage or the third party that I might be in. I'm not going to give that up for you. This would also be separation. Who gets the house? Who gets the money? Who gets the children? Who gets access? Access. Okay. So what's left over? Not a lot. Okay. So then you go to lying, manipulation, lying games, mind games. This has happened a lot in life to a lot of people. I'm intimidated by telling you how much money I have or earn because I know Ernest or Ernie, okay, that if I tell you about money, because this happens here, as soon as you mention money, they want it, okay? So there's this energy of wanting things but not trusting things. But like I said, if you are a person that suffers through PTSD and trauma and you're in a marriage or relationship, the last thing you need is to be communicating with anybody, because your vocabulary and mind is not going to make sense, and you will not be able to put your life in order until your own life becomes in order. So regardless of fact, some people here are not, whether they like it or not, they are not ready for a relationship, a new one. They're not. And spirit might also work this out where a person doesn't get the relationship that they want, because this is trying to control what I want and what I don't want, and who I want and who I don't want. So it's leaving you in a controlled environment of frustration. It's putting you through hell. I hope you guys, being Capricorns, do realise that we go to heaven on a little rowboat, clap, clap, number 6. 6 of Swords, Capricorn, Gemini. We go, right? So where are we? Hell, right? We are purging out our sins of hell. We're in purgatory. We're in darkness. Okay. Trying to get out. Trying to look for a chance to always leave what we started. As soon as we leave, we can start. And as soon as we start, we end up wanting to leave. And then as soon as we start again, we realise, oh, there's another relationship that failed. There's another person that I found that didn't work out. So now I have to work on leaving again. Or I've spent so long on leaving that by the time I do get here, I'll probably have to go through this again. It's hell. It's hell. Okay. Meaning that you are forced to deal. See, only a person that is kind of like spiritual would understand that. Okay. That they live in hell, purgatory. Even the numerology expresses the fact that we do. Because we live a 9-year cycle where we go back to 1. At the moment, we're in 2023, which is a 7 energy. So a lot of breakdowns, a lot of fucking confusion, a lot of trying to get out, trying to get away. Like, I just need to move. I just keep out my way. Just stay out my way. Stop doing what you're doing. You're not going to get my attention doing that. Yeah, well, you keep running off. You don't want to listen. Because you're a narc, goddammit. Stop doing that. No. I'm going to keep doing it until you get to what? 8, which is leave. 8 are left. They're gone. 7 is backwards and forwards. Backwards, forwards, backwards. What's going on over there? Right. Should I go back? Should I stay? Should I go? When's this going to happen when I can leave? When will they just leave me alone? Year 8. Okay. Year 8. And then what happens when you get to year 9? You start dealing with the consequences of being on your own. So, at times, there are waiting periods for the numerology to change. Okay? So if you're very much present in this relationship or this dynamic here, and there doesn't look like there's going to be much change, that might be another year or 2 before things actually start where the new beginning comes, which would be 1. Okay? So you got the rest of year 7, the rest of year 8, year 9, and then we'll go to year 1. Okay, the Magician. Okay, starting over, fresh start. New house, new home, new life, completely moved on, moved out, moved on, and now I can start over and forget about this. So you got a long hole here. You got a long way to go. Okay. So don't give up. Okay. Don't feel as if you need to give up because you can't help it. You're going through it, right? So you might as well enjoy it while you're here. I don't think hell, if this is hell, it isn't really that bad. Compared to like dripping skin and God knows what else and physical torture, unless you are physically being tortured, then that would be hell, right? But like, well, I don't know. I suppose hell, if you look at being in hell, it can be easier or harder depending on your past life experience of how much it is that you have to go through. It's a bit like if you went to prison, okay? Would you be going to a quite luxurious prison where you would get like a TV and blah, 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 and you don't really have to deal with too many general public and you get a lot more freedom and you get weekends away and you can kind of come out and go back and just, you know, that kind of thing? Or do you go to public fucking demand where it's kind of like, oh shit, I'm facing like a heavy life sentence with like a load of bad people that are really bad? If you look at karma, the same, and life, the same, how crap and shit has my life really been about torture? That's because the devil is torturing you. That's why. It's because he's supposed to do his job, which is put you through mental and physical and utter torture. Now, you could be a really nice person in the mix of that, and you're wondering, why the hell is my life like hell? Because it's karmic energy. Comes back around. You got to deal with it, okay? So, it's like I said, do you stay in hell or do you fight out towards the light? Do you stay stuck, refusing to budge or move or do anything different than you have? Or are you actually going to fight your way out to change it? Okay. So let's see. But what's the right decision? What if I make a decision and it's wrong? And I should move, but I don't want to, but I should. I'm in the same boat. Don't worry. I live here. I live here. I'm a Piscean. You must know about Pisces and their parenting. Okay, I live here, right? So what is it kind of saying? What is Spirit actually saying if you guys are roughly on the same kind of patch? Well, like I said, you could be, if I was to leave and I was to be on my own, would it physically work out yet, or am I supposed to wait? I really don't know, but I'm never going to know until I try, because sometimes life is about giving up. Because when you give up, okay, your life can then start to have a direction. So you're kind of like, right, throw caution to the wind. I'm going to give up, say like here, and I'm going to make a move and I'm going to agree to move out. Okay, going to agree to move out. My life then will take a direction. Now, whether that be right or wrong, I don't know. And do you know where I kind of got this from? Sylvester Stallone. Sylvester Stallone is an extremely wise individual person, okay? And he was actually saying this thing, okay? And what he was saying is that when he first started off being an actor, he just couldn't get anything. He just couldn't be an actor, but he really enjoyed it, right? So he started writing screenplays, right? First one, garbage, absolute garbage. Second one, garbage, nobody wanted to pick it up. Was he getting any acting career? No, not really. Until his third or fourth screenplay that he wrote. That happened to be Rocky Balboa. Okay, Rocky was, wow, this could really be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. What a great screenplay. We could really do something with this. So we want someone to be Rocky. We want that person. No. This is my screenplay, bitch. This is where I am. This is my ring. Okay, this is my screenplay. I am also going to be the leading actor in my screenplay. And you either take it or you don't. And if you don't, I'm going to go somewhere else, baby. Okay. Silver. Silver's pussy. I'm going to go somewhere else if you don't want it. We'll have it. Right. We'll give you contracts of 1, 2, 3, and 4 at least. Then it was Rocky 5. Then 6, I think. Then it went to a franchise. Absolutely made his career. Why? Because he gave up what wasn't working, which was being an actor. But then he became the actor and the screenplay writer. So it was beneficial for him to actually leave, to stop doing what he was doing, to take a new path and move to America or wherever it was to start a new life. Then it was like tough for a start, but then destiny struck. He ended up being extremely successful and popular where it was because life started to think, even though you didn't want to and you thought, I don't know if this is going to be a good move or not. When I actually did, I got more than I deserved. Okay. And that is that part of life here, Capricorn, is do I stay, do I go, do I stay in the arse pit that I'm in, or do I physically do something about this and see what happens, CC? See what happens in the end, Jim Morrison. Because the end is here. You've already experienced the end. But mentally, when is the end? It's metaphysical. Go on forever. So are you prepared to stay in the arse pit that you're in forever? With Trevor? Or Tracy, Trickle, Tanya, Tyler, Tatiana? Are you prepared to stay in that arse pit? Or are you prepared to do something about it? Okay. Are you prepared to put your money where your mouth is? But Steve, I don't have any money. I don't have any way out. I don't have anywhere to go. You need a job. Okay, you need a job. Or you need a person that you can rely on. Okay, not to lie to you, to rely on. But I suffer through PTSD. I can't trust anybody or anything. So where are you? Stuck. Stuck dealing with the circumstance that you're in until you leave. Or get a way out. Or work on getting out. Make a plan. Write it down. Make a plan. Right, day one, what do I do? Job. So what's the first protocol? Look for one. Okay, look for a job. Great. Looking for a job, looking for a job, looking for a job. 2, going for it. Going for my job, going for my job, going for my job. Step 3, what do I do then? Hopefully get the job. Okay, then what do I do? Go to the job. Remain consistent. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Then what do I do? Save. Save, 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 and save. Money, Jano. Okay, now, any of those not here. Some of you might want someone that doesn't want you. Or they might want you and you don't want them. whichever way around it is, there's trying to control what I want. And what I want is what you don't want. And if you don't want it and I do, then I'm trying to control you to get what I want. And that isn't what you want. So where are we? Different planets, different parts of our calling, different life expectancies, different life timelines. At one point, I really wanted to be with you and you didn't want to be with me. So why do I now really want to be with you and you don't want to be with me? Because you rejected me in the past life, you dickhead. Don't you get it? No. So why do I really feel strongly for you? Like I said, do you not get it? I really wanted you in the past life, but you rejected me, dickhead, and I'm holding you accountable for that and saying no. Oh. Well, I still don't get it because I feel the same. Can't help that. Capricorn. What's Capricorn got coming up, please, this week for Cappies? Metaphysical disaster. I would rather, you see, there's fucking Lulu, complete Lulu land up in here. You see, a lot of you metaphysically think and believe that you're actually not supposed to communicate with people. Well, do you? Do you believe, okay, I have a metaphysical connection with someone. Does that mean that I have to communicate with them? Of course it does. Of course it does, Dave, right? Right, no, I watched loads of different tarot readings and I'm like, I expect that. They said expect communication. No, Dave, it doesn't work like that, Dave. You're watching tarot readings. You're wanting questions and answers. It shouldn't be about anyone else. It should be about, what do I want? Well, I want fucking Rod, Jane, Zippy or Bungle over there. Brilliant. Go and ask them. What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of here? What are you afraid of? Life? Money? Being rejected? Being rejected. Okay. Because it's like a stamp of approval. Might be tax. But what I'm afraid of, my brother got into this circumstance with mental health. My brother died. I ain't going to beat around the bush. My brother died at the age of 51, 52, my brother. Okay, so I'm an only child now. My father passed, my brother passed, my nan and my granddad. But my brother, let's take my brother out of the scenario, right? And put him in the scenario. Okay, my brother was on incapacity benefits. When he left school, before he left school, he was expelled. Expelled from school for drug addiction. Okay, and illicit behaviour, and God knows, not illicit behaviour, not flashing and stuff, but but just like, you know, going completely fucking cuckoo, like, you know, taking loads of shit and God knows what else, overreacting at school, just not wanting, not participating, not being there. Okay, dunce, no good, get rid of him, you're expelled. Forever, expelled. Great, that's what I wanted to be anyway. Can go off and set on my drug career path. Okay, that ended up leading to, like, having to stay in, to not go out, to experience temptation. If I go out, I'll experience temptation. Drug addiction, alcohol abuse, physical, mental abuse, any kind of abuse. I'm afraid of going out because I will be tempted to take drugs, to drink, to eat, to do anything. If I go out, I'm going to be tempted to do it. Right? So my brother didn't, and he gave up his whole life because temptation was too much for him to cope with life. So he stayed in, became a recluse. Okay, continued on his path of medication through the doctors and God knows what else, taking more pharmaceuticals, stuff that you can ever possibly imagine, until that started to play signs of his complete and utter physical health. Because of the metaphysical fear, the fear ate him alive and he stayed in for the rest of his life until he had a heart attack, okay, and died at the age of 51, 52, because he was fearful of what? Quite a few things. Losing the prescription medication that he was on. If he was to try, the doctors would take it away from him. And he didn't want to lose his codependent energy of his drug. So he decided, okay, if I just keep making them believe that I'm worse, they'll just keep giving me more. So I'll just stay worse, keep going back to the doctors, telling them that I'm getting worse, and I'm getting worse, and I need more, and I need more. That also came hand in hand with benefits. Benefits in the UK, if you are physically or mentally ill, you can claim incapacity benefit. So you can claim benefits that are incapacity, meaning that I have something wrong up here or an ailment that stops me from actually doing it. Okay, so I have to have a review. And he went to review, to review, to review. So a view to a kill, which means that, okay, if I slowly keep killing myself before I keep getting to the point of what, how are you feeling now? Oh, worse, terrible, blah, blah, blah. I'm taking more. I'm doing more. Like it's, you know, why is that not helping? Because he wasn't experiencing life. He wasn't trying. He was giving up. He was giving up and he was giving up and he was giving up and he was giving up because he was chasing what he wanted, which was to stay at home, not have a job, not go out, not be forced off his medication, to stay onto his medication, to get as much as he possibly could so he didn't have to try. What happened? He died at the age of 52. Not kidding. Okay. Because of the metaphysical fear of experience of knowing that this is temptation. Temptation, desire. Okay. The trick of the devil. Trick of the light. Okay. Is it dark or is it light? Okay. Who am I listening to? Who am I following? Is it the light or is it the dark? Have I seen God or the devil? Have I seen either? I've seen the reactions and the outcomes of both energies that are very good and equally also as very bad. When something bad happens, something good happens. When something good happens, something equally as bad happens. So what is it that is ruling and governing our life? Both? Of course. Okay. Temptation and desire. Let's see. Capricorn this week. Sorry, Cappy, you've only got 4 cards. An unconclusive energy. I am unsure of a path or a direction that I am supposed to go in. I just don't know. Is it that way? Or is it that way? Which way do I go? What do I do? What? Is anybody telling me the truth here? Does it hurt if I tell you the truth? You've lost your fucking mind, majority of people here. Right? I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. I don't know who to turn to or what to do or anything that will help me get out of this. I just don't know. I'm equivotably and utterly stuck in PTSD, traumatic experiences, stuck metaphysically and physically, not knowing my head from my arsehole of what to do yet. This should be a plan. This should be a plan. I have thoughts and dreams of travelling. Have you done anything about it? I have thoughts and dreams of moving. Have you done anything about it? Now, like I said, y'all blame me if you like. I've had thoughts and dreams of moving, but I haven't yet. It's quite easy to stay where you don't like or don't want through fear of not knowing. Quite easy to do it. I'm a big advocate of that. Very big advocate of it. Okay. Why? Because it's very easy here. It doesn't have to pay anything. It's all paid off. Everything is paid, bought, everything, like my bitch tits and my stomach, and my big, large mouth and ego. It's exactly the same as this house. Okay, but do I get on with the person in this house? No. No, I don't. So what do you want? Both? I mean, you can't have both here. Okay, you can either go and not have this and then start going down these paths and thinking, well, what the fuck do I do now? Because I've got to start over to get this at my age, 47, right here. So I've got to start working harder when I don't actually have to work harder at all because I own half of this. So I don't want to let it go. Okay. If I did, what would happen? Oh, I'd have to work a hell of a lot harder, and Steve's channel at the moment is going to piss. So every time I think, well, I could leave, does my channel start going worse, thinking, hold on a minute, Spirit, if you want me to goddamn leave, why is it that you're making my channel worse? Where I then start to fear thinking, well, there's no way that I could afford a mortgage or a fucking big place on my own at the moment. So what the hell are you trying to tell me, to stay or go? This circumstance, Capricorn. This circumstance. Okay. We're all in it. Head into a little rowboat, clap, clap, number 6. Okay, now that's just a bit of whatever y'all want, baby. Okay, but y'all got a lot of... Let's get a thumbnail and try to put it up against my large chest so the green screen doesn't play havoc. Okay. Right? But that's what I've got so far for you, and then you got a number 2. What do you do with number 2, everybody? Flush it. So please make sure, smash that like button, Capricorn. Go on, just move that thumb. Go on, just move that thumb. I'm just going to hit that like button. Just move it down just a little bit. Just, oh, wow, I feel so much relief. I give Steve a like. And he really needs to try and get 200 or 250 likes at least on this video for the amount of people that watch it. 200 likes is really not asking too much. 200 comments, it's really not asking too much. Okay, now if you want to go even further than that, and you're like, I'm living on the edge, baby. I am living on the breach, and I am prepared to do anything, right? Good old girl. Then you might want to join Patreon. And you're like, I'm not the kind of person that shies away. I really want to help Stephen. So I'm going to join his Patreon. What will I get in return? Well, you will get quite a lot, Capricorn. Let me tell you. Oh, yes, you will. Okay, so over on the other side, I'm going to do you another card here, load more cards here, load more cards here, and we're going to give you a full table spread and clarify them, and then I'm going to tell you all about what you've got coming up within the next week or two, okay? But because time is fluid and time is illusion, then you might also realise that it might happen next week, next month, or last year. Who knows? Okay, but at the time, this is what we're going to give you, and that will be on the other side, and it will be on the silver or the gold tier, okay? So thanks very much, guys. You can find all links provided below. Make sure you don't got to it, okay? Thanks very much, Capricorn. See you soon.